Is it important to do personal projects then? Because you seem really busy. You're always popping up somewhere, whether it's your YouTube live series or um, all the other things that you do. But do you find time to do your own things?
Yeah, so I mean, they are my own things, really. It's just if I'm not working, if I don't have like something I'm filming on, I will just come up with some weird idea and try and turn it into something fun and engaging. And obviously, nature or science related. It's literally what I love. So yeah, I think personal projects are super important for anyone. I get asked all the time, how do you get into it? And I would never ever say it's a case of one minute you're not in it and then the next minute you are. Sorry, so
I should have
unprofessional.
said at the beginning. Yeah,
No, well, you think I'd know. I'm so sorry.
no worries.
Yeah, but it's about building up. If you want to get into the presenting or filmmaking side, it's about building up your experiences and understanding what you're passionate about talking about. And the way I've done that is by just doing it. That, for example, beginning of lockdown with the Earth Live lessons, for me, I was thinking, gosh, it's going to be a few months of people home with their kids. I am going to struggle myself because there's not going to be any work TV wise, but actually, how can we still make sure that everyone is still feeling engaged or learning or whatever? So the Earth Live lessons series is if anyone who doesn't, probably many of you haven't seen it, but if you have, there's plenty online. It's a 20-minute daily live lesson with scientists and amazing speakers from all over. We should have had you on actually, Jack. We'll have to go back and start it again.
No worries. I'm not too offended.
Right, I'm holding that for future now. I'm going to hold you to it. But yeah, that was really just me thinking, right, I want to do this, so let's just do it. And it's something that I keep threaded throughout my career. And actually, by doing personal projects, it does lead to things. Excitingly, it's just come up. I'm going to be doing a short series for Nat Geo on their YouTube channel, and that came about because of the Earth Live lessons. So you never know what your own projects and your own bits and bobs will lead to. And I'm sure it's the same for you, right? With your photographing all of the freshwater fish species, like what a project.
Yeah, because that no one said, Jack, can you do that? It was just sort of, yeah. I thought, well, why not? No one else had done it, and fish are because obviously you do a lot of marine stuff yourself, so fish are kind of the underdog. So I thought, let's try and push them a little bit, and that sort of propelled my career a little bit. So yeah, but I definitely agree with you. Personal projects are hugely important, and yeah, and they can often lead to work. Because you do I remember correctly? You did some stuff with the Falmouth Springwatch thing. Not, I was going to say
Yeah.
knockoff. That's really ungenerous way to
No,
describe it. But
it was Nature Watch. I mean, how similar can you get?
they didn't get a lawsuit or anything. I'm surprised Springwatch didn't.
No, apparently at the time, because it was ages ago now, apparently at the time Springwatch heard of us and they had a little bit of a chuckle. They were like, that's great, but don't come too close to us.
Yeah, I think they do. I was chatting to Billy Heaney the other day, and he was saying that they do kind of, some of the producers eye it over. So I think they keep tabs on it. And I think they seem to poach some of the content, not content, sorry, some of the people who work on it. Because I've seen people who have gone on to actually work on Springwatch after. So again, that's just something you guys were doing off your backs, wasn't it?
Yeah. Myself, Peter Cooper, and Ethan Wrigglesworth with the first three, and of course the amazing team, like Russell Barnett and all the team behind it, just basically finding stories in Cornwall that we liked and making a bit of a series about it. Brilliant. It's I think if you've got that drive, passion, and motivation to just do that anyway, then that can't be a bad thing.
No, definitely, definitely. And I don't know if it's classed as a personal project, because I think you're doing this as a study, but you're working with human conflict and elephants, is that right?
Yeah, so it's based at Swansea, yes, for my PhD.
Yeah, so a bit more than a personal project. I think that's probably a bit unfair.
Well, yeah, you could say it's a personal project.
Yeah.
So it's my PhD at Swansea University, and in 2018 I actually went out to Kenya because it's an issue that I feel quite passionately about, but I think if you're going to really understand it, you have to see it and be on the ground and really realise what the realities of these issues are. And so I was there for a few months, following a great organisation called Space for Giants. And in that time, I wrote a PhD proposal and kind of got together some ideas on what I wanted to focus on. But in the same in the same space, I actually got to see what it was like. And the majority of the conflicts between humans and elephants in that region is from crop raiding as opposed to poaching. It's in a place called Laikipia, and in Nanyuki, where I was a few hours south of Nairobi. And there just seems to be a high population of elephants as well as a growing population of people. And these people's farmland and houses and communities back onto the same habitat as these elephants that roam within this now fragmented space. So this conflict for some is like a daily occurrence, and it's becoming a big issue. So it's kind of a long-term goal for me to actually focus on using my research focus, which is looking at animal movements and identifying state from gait, and then applying that to human and elephant conflict, or elephants specifically in the field. I'm currently looking at some other data on penguins at the moment, which is really exciting, but nothing to do with elephants currently. But for me, I've always been passionate about elephants, always. And if you're going to be passionate about such a charismatic species, really you need to get to the root of some of the biggest issues that these animals are facing. And conflict with people is a big global story across lots of different species and interactions, but for elephants specifically, it's a big one. So yeah, that's also part-time.
Yeah, well, you seem to be kind of keep juggling plates with all this stuff. It's great. With you think in the UK, the worst we get is maybe rabbits nibbling someone's lettuce or whatever, so it's a big difference. It's kind of hard to fathom that you've got these elephants nicking their crops. And I'm sure the PhD is very complicated, but it's not a simple solution to fix, is it? I wouldn't know where to start.
No, exactly. I actually was reading a really interesting paper yesterday that just came out, where they're using bright disco lights, certain strobes. Yeah, there's a brand new kind of mitigation method.
Okay.
Strobe lights of different colours around farms can help deter elephants from crops.
Get some Bee Gees on there as well, or something, just to sort of
jazz it up.
Yeah, why not?